As we exit July, we enter the dog days of summer, and while some people spend their time at the beach or the park, the most intelligent are playing poker on the beach or in the park. Welcome to the Sunday Million Highlight Show. The date, July 31st, 2011. We had 6,811 runners, and we are now down to our final 9 prize pool, 1.36 million. Numbers definitely up since the conclusion of the World Series of Poker. Among our final 9, 8 different countries represented. Blinds are 150,000, 300,000, and I am David Tuckman. Action on Pippa 83. Pippa from Hungary. Our chip leader right now is Joe Castro. Castro is from Portugal. He's got 17.4 million chips. And it folds around to the blinds. I always find blind-on-blind battle intriguing. Get a raise here from Dinrin. He's from the Russian Federation. Glittermaster is going to bump it up now to 1.5 million. Back over to Dinrin with the ace. Going to call. I'm not sure if I'm calling with an ace there. Oh, wow, what a flop. Dinrin flops the ace. Glittermaster hits the flush. And Dinrin's in a lot of trouble. Glittermaster does have Dinrin covered. Neither one of these players very deep. Small little bet. Almost begging Dinrin to make a move. Well, it doesn't change anything. And Dinrin is now drawing dead. He cannot win this pot unless somehow he gets Glittermaster to fold, and we know that's not happening. 2.4 million from Glittermaster. And Dinrin can only beat a bluff. I mean, he's got a bluff catcher in that city. Can't beat any real ace. And Dinrin does give it up. Not a big fan of the way he played that hand. I don't think he was deep enough to raise and then just call a re-raise. I think if you think you're good with the ace, you shove. Once you make it 600,000, your opponent makes it 1.5 million. I'm either shoving or I'm folding. Blind still 150,000, 300,000. We jump ahead to hand 20. Sniper 06, going to raise it. Makes it 2x. And when I say 2x, I mean 2 times the big blind. Sniper from Berlin, Germany. P.S. Mozart. Going to 3-bet with 10 deuce. The old Doyle Brunson. P.S. Mozart from Bulgaria. Finished 23rd in last year's W Coupe main event. Good for $39,000. Speaking of the W Coupe, there will be a total of 62 tournaments, and it is right around the corner. Cannot wait. Sniper going to call the 3-bet from out of position. And Sniper's flopped a gut shot. Unfortunately for him, I don't think he's deep enough to really continue on. He might just check and fold. There's the check. Over to P.S. Mozart, who is currently second in chips with 12.5 million. There's a continuation bet of 2.1 million into 3.7. And back over to Sniper, and that's about a third of his chips. Almost forced to fold this. Aggressive play from P.S. Mozart. And if you're going to make those aggressive plays and your opponent calls you, you're just hoping the flop misses them. P.S. Mozart now up to 16.2 million chips. Let's jump ahead to hand 21. Jay Cleaver 16. Jay Cleaver is from Lebanon. He raises to 600,000 with his suited connector. Over to P.S. Mozart. It'll be interesting to see how he plays the 4s. Yeah, he just calls there. Not surprising. He clearly wants to see a flop, and you see a lot of good players only 3-betting with hands where they know exactly what they're going to do if they get 4-bet. And you don't want to 3-bet with 4s and then get 4-bet off it. You really want to see this flop. Dinrin does 3-bet all in with the ace-king. His tournament life on the line, and I believe P.S. Mozart's going to probably have to call this. He's, the pot odds kind of dictated that he call. It was about 2.4 million for him to call this. Nothing there for Dinrin yet. Needs running spades or an ace or a king. And there's the ace. Ace of hearts on the turn, and Dinrin looks to double up. Oh! The 4 spades on the river, and P.S. Mozark eliminates Dinrin in 9th place. Dinrin takes home about $10,500. And P.S. Mozark is now our chip leader with over 21 million chips. And he's picked up aces to boot. Oh, this could be really interesting. We have a blind-on-blind battle brewing. Although Sniper will probably raise in the button, and this could save Jay Cleaver. No! Sniper lets the Queen Jack go on the button. There's the raise from Jay Cleaver. No problem with 3-betting this hand because you know exactly what you're going to do if somebody 4-bets you. It's also the reason earlier on he can 3-bet with a hand like 10 deuce offsuit, because if he gets 4-bet, it's an easy fold. Back over to Jay Cleaver. Jay Cleaver calls from out of position. And the flop's a jack high. Jack 4-7 rainbow. Really no way Jay Cleaver's not going to double up here unless somehow an ace falls on the turn of the river. Expect about a 2 million chip bet here from P.S. Mozark. 1.8 million. Back over to Jay Cleaver. He's going to call. He's going to slow play this a little bit. Obviously, if he knew what his opponent has, he could check raise him all in. But he doesn't know how strong his opponent is. He's going to check one more time. And P.S. Mozark probably going to effectively put him all in on this bet. Yep, there it is, 4.8 million. Enough to put Jay Cleaver all in. Jay Cleaver immediately calls. And P.S. Mozark needs an ace on the river to eliminate Jay Cleaver. Not this time. The river's not as kind. And Jay Cleaver does double up P.S. Mozark down to 13.7 million chips. Jack 9 of diamonds for Sniper, who is now dwindled down to about 13 big blinds. Jay Cleaver with the ace-king. He's got 16.3 million chips. He's our new chip leader. Makes it a little bit more than 2x. 880,000 as the blinds have jumped up to 200,000, 400,000. P.S. Mozark, 3 bets with the Queen Jack. Clearly our most aggressive player. No surprise that he finished 23rd in last year's W Coupe main event. Back over to Jay Cleaver, who's just going to call. He flops the ace. And you imagine, yep, he's going to check it. You imagine he'll probably check raise this. Now, if you were extremely deep in a cash game, it can be a little dangerous playing ace-king from out of position, especially building up a pot. In a tournament, when you're not that deep relative to the blinds, not nearly as dangerous. And there's the bet from P.S. Mozark. There's the shove from Jay Cleaver. And P.S. Mozark clearly can't call. And P.S. Mozark, who had about 21 million chips just a few hands ago, is now down to 8 million chips, only about 20 big blinds. Our chip leader, Jay Cleaver, folds. Sol Playa, our short stack with 2.2 million chips, is all in with ace-king. Can't blame him. Unfortunately for him, he's going to walk into Pippa 83's Cowboys. Pippa from Hungary. Sol Playa from Spain. And Sol Playa is going to need an ace or some sort of lucky flop. Nothing there for him yet. 10-9-5 rainbow. Needs an ace. And that is going to shut the door on Sol Playa's tournament. The king on the turn, giving Pippa 83 a set of kings. Sol Playa drawing dead. Going to the river, and Sol Playa will be eliminated in 8th place. The Spaniard takes home $16,346. 7 players remain. Our chip leader continues to be Jay Cleaver, 16. Joe Castro, 91, raises from the cutoff seat. with King 10. Fairly standard. You might see a 3-bet here from one of these players. Just as players don't tend to give button raises much credit, they also don't give cutoff raises much credit. Jay Cleaver decides just to call. You can see the percentages. Jay Cleaver's far, far behind. But if somehow he can represent an ace, he possibly can get Joe Castro to fold this. It wouldn't shock me if it went check, though. A lot of players will check behind, even if they were the pre-flop aggressor, if they flop some sort of marginal hand that has showdown value. And the reason being is they really want to avoid the check raise. And Joe Cleaver calls. I said Joe Cleaver, it's just Jay Cleaver. Jay Cleaver called with the gut shot to Broadway. It's kind of, he's got some outs. Kind of a float from out of position. Joe Castro probably going to check behind now. I mean, on an ace-king-6 rainbow board, king 10 can't beat much. Deuce of spades on the river. Action on Cleaver. And he leads out for 2 million chips. Not a surprise. He knows Jack High doesn't have any showdown value. And at the same time, Castro 91 has to realize that his pair of kings only is a bluff catcher. He is not going to catch this bluff. And Jay Cleaver 16, our chip leader, continues to add to that lead. He is up to 24.6 million chips. Well, if you want to play in this tournament for free, we're going to give you that opportunity, but you're going to need the password. That's coming later in the show.
Growing up on the circuit, everyone wanted to offer me advice. When to bet, when to fold, when to raise, what to wear, what to eat. But there was one piece of advice that took me to a new level.
Daniel, don't do anything stupid.
At PokerStars.com, there's a tournament starting every second. Develop your game at the world's largest poker site.
You know, I wish I got that advice. Welcome back to the Sunday Million Highlights Show. Once again, I am David Tuckman. Hand 32, this is what it looked like. P.S. Mozak is going to give up some of his chips, though. He is now our short stack with 2.7 million chips. And he could be in some trouble. Blinds are now 250,000, 500,000. So he has just over 5 big blinds. He's got pocket tens. And he's in a world of hurt right now because he's probably going to shove all in, which is exactly what he should do. Unfortunately for him, he is going to walk into Parak's pocket aces. Parak in the small blind moves all in over the top with aces. Glittermaster gets out of the way. And it's P.S. Mozak's tournament life on the line. He needs a 10. Oh, there it is. Queen 10. Queen, he flops a full house. And Parak needs a queen or an ace on the river. Not going to happen. Parak now our short stack with 2.7 million chips. And P.S. Mozak, he's got a little bit of life again. Back up to 6.1 million chips. Amazing when you think about it. 6,811 players played this. Prize pool of 1.36 million. And just a reminder, the W Coupe, the World Championship of Online Poker, right around the corner. Starts in a little more than a month. A total of 62 tournaments. A raise from our chip leader. Makes it 2x. Castro 91 considering his next move. He's going to call with the gap-suited connector. And you can see that Cleaver's a huge favorite over Castro. Earlier on, we saw Cleaver bluff Castro. Well, let's see if Castro can do the same. Castro does have a